Hi guys, Jodie from JPS Advisors. We're going through the survival guide for family daycare educators providing childcare services from their home. And we are currently up to chapter 20, sleep and rest. So sleep and rest. We know that sleep and rest is vital for children, and I know that there are often contentious issues around sleeping. Parents will say things like, I don't want my child to sleep any longer, but you really feel that they do. And there are sleep experts, and my personal opinion is that sleep calls sleep. So I've often had that conversation with families also around waking children up and all those sorts of things. So that is a common problem in childcare services, that families and educators may see that differently. So sometimes that can be one of your educational programs, is helping parents understand the sleep patterns of children and what that can mean to children, and that more sleep is better than less sleep, particularly if they're up late at night. That can mean that they're overtired. So there's lots of information out there around sleep. However, in your case, so we can deal with those situations as they come, but sleep and rest. You must, under the Education and Care legislation, provide sleep and rest spaces for children that are safe, hygienic, and meet the child's needs. So we know that based on SIDS and safe sleeping practices, we don't put babies in bean bags, we don't put babies on couches to sleep, we don't put babies in pushers to sleep, they don't sleep in those capsules or those car seats that come in and out, those sorts of things. So what are you going to provide? So you may have 3 babies, so that might be 3 porta cots. They've got to be spaced appropriately. You've got to keep the temperature down, make sure there are no cords near the sleeping area, because if you do have children sleeping in one room and you're in the next room, how are you going to supervise them? So you've got to make sure the environment's safe first. How are you going to supervise them? How often are you going to go in and physically check those children, which should be every couple of minutes depending on their age. And what about older children? How are you going to provide for those? So if you've got an after school care program going on and there's 7 children present, and it's, they're having morning tea and afternoon tea, and they're unpacking their bag and they're excited from the day. And sometimes if you've got prep children, or grade 1, grade 2, any age really, but the younger children, they can often be quite exhausted after the end of a school day. So how are you going to make sure you can create an environment where some children, if they are highly energized and they are highly excited, that they can use that energy the way that they need to use that energy, yet you can also cater for a child that needs to rest. So how can you create those 2 environments in one? You must make sure that those environments are accessible to children. So a child could be outside running around. You go, oh, yep, everybody's outside, but one child decides to come in and rest. So that environment has to be ready for the children, it has to be available to children, and it has to be safe. Now, the sleep and rest environments, I would advise, and the department would advise also, that you make sure you conduct a risk assessment, I would say daily, on those, to make sure that you're not sharing linen, that there is no cords, that the temperature is okay, that children can't escape through a window. So you've got to make sure that is all okay. So that you've got to think about your laundry routine. Do parents provide laundry? Do you provide more linen? Do parents provide that? If you've got a child coming today and another child coming tomorrow, do you just take that linen off and wrap it up and store it and then use it the next day and launder it at the end of the week? So what is your routine for making sure that your sleep and rest environments are safe? And that goes the same if you have older children and they are sleeping on a beanbag or using a blanket, those sorts of things, and that child's not there the next day and another child's going to use that. We know that children, humans, dribble sometimes in their sleep. So what are you going to do about that hygiene around blankets and beanbags and those sorts of things? So it's good to put a plan in place. And remember, within this book, there are a whole range of information and tips and all sorts of things that you can use to think all that through as you go and you're planning your sleep and rest environments. I'll see you in the next one. See ya. Bye.